Hello everyone, this is Apollonius. Welcome to another podcast by black-desert.com. Today, together with my mate Ike, we're going to discuss the classes available during the second closed beta test of Black Desert Online. A few words on the respective classes. You have to note that Black Desert does not feature a healing class. So this allows for a unique dynamic in the game itself because all the classes are equipped with skills which allow for greater survivability and evading various attacks, and the whole dynamic, which is produced through the different classes partying, allows for some very fantastic combinations. Regarding what classes were available during the second closed beta, these were namely the Sorceress, the Ranger, the Giant, and the Fighter. So Ike, you were playing the Ranger class. What can you tell us about it?
Yes, I actually played the Ranger class, and to be honest, I really enjoyed that class very much. Well, I have explained the playstyle of each class in a different video before. You can actually see it on your screen right now. I have to say that the Ranger has very low defense that leads to receive a lot of damage. And trust me, it's not that easy to dodge any attacks like it looks like.
So, how would you best describe what the most important skills or what the trademark skills of the Ranger class are?
Ranger class has a very strong single target damage skills and even simple attacks, so you can assume that the Ranger class is the DPS class of the MMO.
You mentioned that the Ranger class has a lot of strong single target spells. What can you tell us about the area of effect spells? Were there any available? What was their use? And what about the crowd control abilities of the Ranger class?
Well, yes, Ranger got some AoE skills, but it wasn't that strong. She can't really hit multiple targets at the same time, but she got plenty crowd control skills, like for example she got stun, which if the monsters are really close together she can hit more than one monster. So yeah, she can stun multiple enemies. And another thing to control the opponent is the kicks, which with the kicks you can make the enemy feel a little bit dizzy. So if he's dizzy, it's like a stun, but the moment you hit him, that dizzy gets off. But I remember many people were discussing about that, and they were saying that, for example, Ranger is gonna do only attacks, few kicks to stun, and then move back using the shift key. Well, guess I will need to disappoint you about that, because first of all, to make the enemy feel dizzy with the kicks, not guaranteed that have 100% chance to land, and you can't spam the shift key in order to get away. After 3 or 4 backflips, you will have some delays, some seconds of delay in order to do another, and that time is enough for even a melee character to come close to you. So you will need to have another strategy in PvP depending the class you are fighting.
What about the skill evolution? We've noticed, and our viewers will be able to see it on their screens, that Black Desert Online features a very unique skill evolution system which allows each player to customize their playing style according to where they invest their skill points they're getting through the quests and through actions in-game. What are the possible ways of skill evolution for the Ranger class?
Well, to be honest, it doesn't matter how you invest them, because no matter where you focus, the Ranger class will always be the same. It won't change if you focus on the one side of your skill tree or on the other. Always she's gonna be the DPS class with high damage skills, and that's it. So why you don't tell us some words about the Sorceress class?
Well, the Sorceress, I have to admit that it is my favorite class and one of the main incentives why I am interested in Black Desert Online.
That's why you spend almost all your time on Sorceress class?
Yeah, pretty obvious. So let me tell you a few details on the Sorceress class. The interesting thing with the Sorceress class is that, in contrary to the Ranger class, which, as you said, mainly focuses on single target spells, the Sorceress allows for more AoE and crowd control. This is pretty obvious from the beginning when you're getting the early spells. It is being later underlined through the skill evolution system that is present in the game. But one of the most unique aspects of the Sorceress is that she isn't the typical, arcane mage that you've seen in other games. She makes use of the distinct black magic present in Black Desert Online, and she is a mixture of ranged spells and melee combat. For example, one of the basic attacks, which is the basic spell of the sorceress, it allows you with melee hits to regenerate MP. This is mainly how you regain MP by actually employing spells, another unique trademark of Black Desert Online. So you use those basic melee skills to regenerate MP, and as you regenerate it, you make use of the burst spells and of the teleport, which is very useful in combat. And this is an aspect we really would like to address. In the beginning, it is sort of a jumping spell, but it evolves into actual teleporting. Of course, it is quite expensive to use because it consumes a lot of mana, but
that might save your life.
Of course, and you have to be really careful when to use it and how you use it, because you can actually, contrary to what you said regarding the ranger, from my point of view, the sorcery class is very flexible in its own playstyle, but also very flexible in how you want the character of the sorceress to be played for the future. So you can actually invest your spell points into the into the bigger damage dealing burst spells, or you can invest them into being more agile. So for example, there is this big channeling spell we've seen most of the time, which does a lot of AoE damage, but the animation takes around 3 to 5 seconds charging the spell and then launching it. So by investing skill points into that spell, you can either decide to increase the damage dealt, or to be able to use the teleport spell to cancel the spell and move away. So this is one of just a few aspects of how the sorceress can be played. This is also why it's so popular, because every player can identify themselves with this class and adapt it to their respective playstyle.
Well, personally I believe sorceress is a bit risky class because, like the ranger, she has very low defense and low HP, right?
Yeah, her HP isn't the greatest, and she is wearing light leather armor, so you have to be really careful. You can't be tanking.
Yeah, so you said also the high damage skills need some channeling and consume a lot of MP, right?
Yes, that's true.
So I want to ask, compared to other games, most of the other MMOs, when you have a mage, when you run out of mana, you're probably dead if you don't have any mana points. But yes, you said with the sorceress you can gain some mana with just some melee skills.
Yes, the thing is that the sorceress in Black Desert Online is not the usual glass cannon you have in other games. So we all know the term glass cannon. You have a really powerful mage or sorceress who can do a lot of burst damage, but as soon as the enemy is coming near, they're as good as dead. The sorceress in Black Desert Online is more agile, more flexible, and obviously with the ability to engage in melee combat, she's definitely more action orientated than in a lot of other games.
Wait, so if somebody was thinking to start a sorceress right now, what's the thing that you're gonna tell to?
Well, good choice.
You hear it, guys. Apollonius says if you get sorceress, you've done a pretty good choice.
So we have the fighter and the giant left. Obviously you've played all classes, but you also play a little bit more the giant class. Tell us a little bit about this one.
Personally, I thought giant's boring. I mean, it's nothing special about him. He just have huge amount of HP and really not just lighter, but very big difference in defense. And you can easily pull multiple enemies that just stay there and hit them at the same time they're hitting you back without dying.
I think that the giant class is, in my opinion, after the sorceress, the most fun class that I've played so far in Black Desert Online. And this is because, you probably know it, the giant features a lot of grab skills and equipped with 2 axes in each hand, in combination with the blood animations and the shaking of the camera. I mean, he looks angry all the time, and when you engage with multiple enemies, it's just a big massacre that's happening. So I really like those details regarding this class, that the grab skills and the butchering and everything. It makes it really fun to play, and it makes the grinding itself a lot more entertaining.
Well, that definitely does, especially in PvP, since every time you do a grab, you knock down the enemy, which gives you some seconds to do something extra. We need to say about he's very important about the parties, because he can not easily, but at least he can consider a little bit as the tank of the party, as the sorcerers or the ranger can do the back attacks on the monsters.
So speaking of tank, in regard to the giant and the fighter, would you say that the giant is the main tank and the fighter is an off tank? Which class would you select or describe being the tanking class in Black Desert so far?
Depending what you need to do with a tank. For example, if you're just farming against monsters, I will definitely say about the giants, because his huge HP and huge armor, it doesn't make any damage to them. But if you want to protect someone, I will say the fighter class, because the fighter can easily go in front and pull up his shield and protect everyone who is behind him. But against monsters, he's not that durable as the giant class.
Speaking of the fighter class and going a little bit more into the game mechanics themselves, we actually noticed that the sequence of the skills used is really important in the aspect of timing during a battle. I'm speaking of kicking skill and the shield bash. So when you actually use first the kicking spell and then the shield bash, this combination, the animation of this is far faster than if you were using the shield bash first and then kick second, because with a kick the fighter completes a circle around his axis before executing the shield bash, thus transferring the momentum from the kicking animation into the shield bash animation, and thus giving the player some fractions of a second extra to be more into the fight. So I think that this deserves a little more of our observation in regard to the other classes and in general how it's going to shape the feel of battle.
Well, that's happening because in order to do another skill, the animation of your first skill needs to complete. But for example, the thing you just said in the kick, the body of the fighter is in that stance which he can more easily continue with the shield bash after the kick instead of the other way around, and that's a very little things that you see and makes you excited, because you've never seen that before, do you?
Well, I haven't seen it, and this is why I bring it up. Speaking of the upcoming third closed beta test, we have to tell our viewers that sadly, the developers during the second closed beta didn't allow us to experience the Blader, the Tamer, and the Valkyrie classes. So we're really looking forward to actually getting our hands on trying these out. And I'm sure that with the changes that have been announced, we're going to experience a more diverse and even better gameplay of Black Desert Online. What are you looking forward to the upcoming classes that are going to be unlocked for the upcoming beta tests?
I really want to look about the Blader class. I really like that Asian orientation that he have. Looks really beautiful, a really nice fighting style. But I really want to try all of them. I mean, I really want to see Tamer, because we had few seconds of fighting of Tamer, but now they said that they completely changed the Tamer class.
This is so far the biggest change that they have performed on a class, revamping the whole Tamer concept. I don't know, we've seen a few videos which probably are not relevant anymore, where the summon was actually a spell with a short duration. I hope that they made the Tamer more of a summoning class than just using the summons as part of a short-term spell. Now, regarding the whole concept of classes in Black Desert Online, Ike, a lot of players and a lot of fans of the game expressed their concern regarding the locked genders for the classes. What can you tell us about it? What is the truth? Is it gender lock itself, or is there any distinct difference among the classes?
Well, according to the Pearl Abyss, they said each class is gonna be gender lock, and That's the fact. We can't do anything about that. But it always be a male-female counterpart. For example, we're gonna have two fighters, Valkyrie and Fighter, which they're gonna be different. Probably they're gonna have a little bit different playstyle, but still it's gonna be two fighters, female and male. And the same, for example, is gonna be with a wizard and the sorceress. Both are mages, but they have different playstyle and different skills. So this is gonna be like that for every class.
We could sum it up that in itself it's not gender locked per se, but that each available class in Black Desert Online is distinct and different from its respective counterpart. In a sense, every class is unique in Black Desert Online. So thank you, Ike, for your input on the classes and the experiences you had during the second closed beta test of Black Desert Online. I want to inform our community that our forums at www.black-desert.com are constantly online with a lot of new discussions rising up daily, a lot of new fans signing up constantly and creating a lot of discussions about the game and getting hyped. So if you want to engage with us, which I highly recommend, feel free to visit our website or visit our YouTube channel. The comment section below is available for your feedback. And don't forget to read our upcoming and already existing guides and articles on the game itself with a lot of detailed input on classes, on game features, on game mechanics, and all around the work that Pearlbiz is doing to provide us in the near future with a very great game. Thank you for watching. See you.
Bye bye.